Welcome everyone. This set overview video is on the TCG exclusives in Judgment of the Light.
The first of the TCG exclusives is Jiggy Warg. It is a light beast effect monster level 4 with 1200 attack and 1900 defense.
Its effect is, while this card is in face-up defense position, other Bujin monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Combining this card with Bujingi Wolf will allow you to protect your other Bujin monsters from destruction from card effects and by battle, as long as they remain on the field and this card is in face-up defense position.
A number of the same strategies for Bujingi Wolf work for this card as well, since this card operates nearly the same, such as having 2 out to create a lock from card effects. Having 2 each of Wolf and Warg can make whatever Bujin is in your 5th monster zone indestructible, though not invincible. The next TCG exclusive is Mecha Phantom Beast Gwynn. It is a wind machine effect monster level 3 with 1600 attack and 400 defense.
Its effect is, once per turn, you can banish one Mecha Phantom Beast monster from your graveyard except Mecha Phantom Beast Gwynn. Special summon one Mecha Phantom Beast token, machine, wind, level 3, attack 0, defense 0. This card's level is increased by the total levels of all Mecha Phantom Beast tokens you control. While you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Gwynn can reuse the Mecha Phantom Beast monsters in your graveyard by banishing them to create a token. Since it has the same level modulation as most Mecha Phantom Beasts, it can be used with another level 3 Mecha Phantom Beast to go into a rank 6 or rank 9 Xyz monster fairly easily.
Using the token summoned by this card to revive Duck Fighter will allow you to Xyz summon Leviair the Sea Dragon to get back the monster banished through this card. Next we have Cockadoodledoo. It is a winged beast tuner effect monster, level 5, with 1600 attack and 2000 defense.
Its effect is, if there are no monsters on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand as a level 3 monster. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand as a level 4 monster. If this face-up card would leave the field, banish it instead. This card can be very easily combined with Swallow's Nest to bring out most Blackwings, since it has the ability to be a level 3, level 4, or level 5, depending on how it was summoned. Additionally, this card can be summoned from the deck with the effect of Cheap Cheap Cheap.
Though this card is entirely dependent on what your opponent has on the field in terms of monsters, it provides a very versatile tuner for decks that have many varying options in terms of synchro monsters. It also combos well with Salvage Warrior from your hand, unless it was otherwise sent to the graveyard, to summon it easily as a level 5 tuner, and then have options for either synchro or Xyz summoning. Next we have Noble Knight Dristan. It is a light warrior effect monster level 4 with 1800 attack and 800 defense.
Its effect is, while you control another Noble Knight monster, your opponent cannot target your monsters with less than 1800 attack, except this card for attacks or with card effects. When a Noble Arms equip spell is equipped to this card, target one face-up card on the field, destroy that target. You can only use this effect of Noble Knight Dristan once per turn. This card combined with Marauding Captain, as long as it has less than 1800 attack, can create a lock on your opponent from attacking this card or Marauding Captain. This card can be combined with Noble Arms Arfidator in order to destroy a set card and a face-up card.
Also, using this card or any other Noble Knight with Noble Arms Arfidator will cause them to go below the 1800 attack necessary for protection by this card's effect, partially neutralizing the cost of lowering your attack points. The next card is Tour Bus to Forbidden Realms. It is a dark fiend effect monster level 3 with 600 attack and 1000 defense.
Its effect is, flip, add one fiend type monster from your deck to your hand except a dark or light monster. This card can be used to search out many of the Resignator or old Archfiend monsters. Protecting this card for a turn will allow you to synchro this card with the Resonator. This card can also be used in a removal deck to bring out your Gren Maju de Iza to your hand.
The advantage of this card over other search cards is that it's not level restrictive, so you can use it to add high-level monsters to your hand quickly, like Lava Golem, Quackimiru Valifar, Emissary from Pandemonium, or even Ultimate Obedient Fiend. And then we have Confronting the Sea. It is an Earth Insect Effect monster level 5 with 1100 attack and 2500 defense.
Its effect is, when your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, this card is unaffected by monster effects that target this card. With 2500 defense, this card can be used to defend against many monsters summoned from the extra deck. Note that this card can be special summoned from your hand whether you have a monster on the field or not. So if you have a Formula Synchron on the field, and you special summon this monster on your opponent's main phase, you can synchro for a level 7 synchro monster.
Though this card can serve as a decent defense in a lot of situations, it is a little pointless if your opponent summons a monster with higher initial attack than this card's defense, though the fact that you don't summon it until after they summon helps avoid these sorts of plays. Because of this card is best used when you plan to use it for your strategy, such as for a rank 5 Xyz or a synchro monster, as even if you manage to block your opponent's first extra deck monster, most decks have the ability to just summon a stronger one in the next turn. The next card we have is Angel of Zera. It is a light fairy synchro effect monster, level 8 with 2800 attack and 2300 defense.
It requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters to synchro summon into, and its effect is, this card gains 100 attack for each of your opponent's banished cards. During the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, special summon this banished card. You can only use the effect of Angel of Zera once per turn. This card works extraordinarily well in combination with Macrocosmos or Dimensional Fissure, since the next standby phase after it is banished, whether it be you or your opponent's, you will be able to special summon it, and it will gain 100 attack for each of your opponent's banished cards.
This card will also be resummoned when banished through other means than from the field, such as by the effects of Ghost Ship or Chaos Sorcerer. Both of those could then easily be used with a low-level tuner to have 2 instances of this card. And next we have the quick play spell, Xyz Encore.
Its effect is, target one face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls that has an Xyz material. Detach all Xyz materials from it, and if you do, return it to the extra deck. Then, if there is a monster card in the graveyard among those detached Xyz materials, special summon as many of those monsters as possible from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in face-up defense position. Their levels are reduced by 1 on the field. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. A main feature that makes this card very usable is the fact that it cannot be negated, since cards cannot be activated in response to this card. It can be used during your opponent's battle phase to turn a viable attacking Xyz monster into monsters on the field in defense position, which they will have to go for a lower rank Xyz monster if they want to Xyz after that.
This card also has a very potent use against Xyz monsters that are summoned by ways other than Xyz summoning, such as Xyz Reborn or Xyz Revenge Shuffle, both of which give the Xyz monster a non-monster material. Also, if the Xyz monster has already detached a material, that material will not be summoned through this card, potentially keeping your opponent from summoning something different right away. And finally, we have the continuous trap card, Moondance Ritual.
Its effect is, activate this card by targeting one Wind Xyz monster you control that has no Xyz materials. While that monster is on the field, negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. During the end phase of the turn this card was activated, attach this card to that monster as an Xyz material. This card can be combined with Lightning Chidori to negate all face-up monster effects, and give it an Xyz material at the end of the turn, to be used to return one face-up card your opponent controls to the top of your opponent's deck.
This card could also be used with Blade Armor Ninja to not only negate effects, but also get another chance to have it or another ninja attack twice. Other Wind Xyz that can benefit from this card include Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, Sky Palace Gangaradai, or Leviair the Sea Dragon, just to name a few.
Welcome to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave your comments below on any of your thoughts on these cards or anything on the video in particular, and we will see you for the next video.